Wants to move. Wentz, deep ball. Dotson in double coverage. Grant Delpit had his hands on it, and it's picked off for a second time.
Clarify, you said you would talk about quarterback next week. If you guys are eliminated today by what happens at 4 o'clock, is Sam Howell in consideration?
We can be eliminated.
Yeah, if the Packers beat the Vikings, then you guys are eliminated.
With the 16th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Emmanuel Forbes, defensive back, Mississippi State.
Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, back with another video. And in today's video, I will be going over Ron Rivera's tenure in Washington, D.C. as the Commanders head coach. So, if you guys are new to my channel, leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications, on the road to 3K subs. If you could, hit that sub button, I'd really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. Alright, now this one might be a little bit of a long video because we have a lot to talk about with Ron Rivera. I mean, first off, let's start off with the positives with Rivera before we get to the long lists of negatives. He definitely did change the culture around in the building, at least. Definitely not on the field because, I mean, in each of his 4 seasons with us, they've all been losing seasons, so we haven't had a single winning season under Ron Rivera, so nothing has changed really on the field. But off the field, in the building, oh yeah, there's definitely a noticeable change, and especially now that Snyder's gone. But you know, Ron Rivera, he had to be our GM, our head coach, so he controlled a lot. He controlled a lot of things, and that's unfortunate for him. It's unfortunate that he had to control a lot of things. He had to do so much that even in his press conference today, he admitted that it took him 3.5 years to really start coaching. Like, just 5 weeks ago, he actually started coaching. And I'm pretty sure 5 weeks ago or 6 weeks ago, we fired Jack Del Rio. So after we fired Jack Del Rio is when Ron Rivera actually, like, really started to coach again. Which sucks for him. Not gonna lie. Which sucks for him. But the culture inside the building definitely had a noticeable effect since Ron Rivera has arrived. What else? I mean, there's not much. We made the playoffs in 2020. I know the NFC East sucked, but we still made the playoffs. I don't really know if I want to count that or not, but I'm going to count it either way. The team played hard in 2020, so we made the playoffs. They definitely deserved it, but, you know, the NFC East did suck. And what else? What else is good? We drafted Brian Robinson. Okay. We extended Terry McLaurin. He extended Terry McLaurin, so shout outs to Ron Rivera there. That might be it. I'm not gonna lie. There really isn't a lot of positives from Ron Rivera's tenure here in Washington D.C. with the Commanders. So let's go down this long list of negatives. First off, hiring Scott Turner in 2020. I understand I actually like the hiring of Jack Del Rio back in 2020, so I'm not gonna count that in. But hiring Scott Turner, Kevin O'Connell went crazy, especially during late in the season in 2019 with Dwayne Haskins. He went crazy. Okay, he with Dwayne Haskins as a quarterback coach or offensive coordinator. I honestly forgot. I think offensive coordinator, yeah. But no, I think it was the quarterback coach. I honestly forgot, but he and Dwayne Haskins had a real connection. And when we hired Scott Turner and let Kevin O'Connell walk, I was surprised. I was definitely surprised because the connection he and Dwayne Haskins had was special, especially during late in the season. Dwayne Haskins was balling out. So I was very surprised when we didn't bring him back and name him our offensive coordinator. He was a quarterback coach with us back in 2019. So very surprised. And now look at him. You know, head coach of the Vikings. He was the head coach of offensive coordinator of the Rams before he became the head coach with the Vikings. He was cooking with the Rams. Got to, be the offensive coordinator of Matthew Stafford, that elite Rams offense back in 2021 with Cooper Kupp. And a lot of other guys. So, Odell, OBJ. So, that Rams offense was elite because they had Kevin O'Connell. 2021. Let's go to 2021. Drafted Jamin Davis at pick 19 instead of Christian Darrisaw and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Now, don't get me wrong. I still like Jamin Davis. I still believe in him. But you drafted him over a top 5 tackle currently in the NFL and a very solid linebacker in Jeremiah Usukormo, who fell to the second round. Surprisingly, I still can't believe he fell to the second. So I still like Jamin, but taking him over an elite tackle and a very, very good linebacker, yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. What else is there? Traded up for Cameron Cheeseman. I feel like that's top 5 worst move. Under Ron Rivera, this team under Ron Rivera, we traded up for a long snapper in the 6th round. Guess who was taken after Cameron Cheeseman in the 6th round? Pick 214. Well, actually, the Chiefs took Trey Smith, a top 15 guard, top 10 guard in the NFL, in my opinion. In the 6th round, I picked 215 or 216. I honestly forgot what it was, but they took him in the 6th, and we drafted a long snapper over him. Insane. What else is there? Let's go to 2022. Let's jump straight to 2022. We traded down from 11, had Kyle Hamilton, had Chris Olave, had Jameson Williams on the board. Could have taken them from 11. Now, I'm not going to lie. I wasn't too mad at us trading back because, you know what? I thought Chris Olave, he could fall to 16, but the Saints were the ones that traded up for him. So I was like, okay, they're probably going to take Olave here. They are most likely going to take Olave there. And they did. They did. And Kyle Hamilton, he went 2 picks ahead of us to the Ravens. And it sucked that we missed out on him. Man, I wanted Kyle Hamilton. And he's a top 3 safety right now. He's playing like a top 3 safety right now. He's going crazy right now with the Ravens. I'm proud of him. But still drafted Jahan. Jahan was very solid in his rookie season. So I wasn't too mad. Because John balled out in his rookie season. But he hasn't been great this year. Obviously, it's not all his fault. But we could have had Kyle Hamilton or Chris Olave. Man, imagine that. Imagine Olave, Terry, and Curtis Samuel. And then Kyle Hamilton and Cam Curl as our starting safeties. That's insane. And Kyle Hamilton can play all over the field. So that's amazing. Drafted Fedarian Mathis over Jaquan Brisker in the 2nd round. Just drafting Fedarian Mathis, who was projected to be like a 3rd round pick in the 2nd round when we did not need defensive tackle. He only has 2 tackles this season, which is pretty sad. Pretty sad. So we drafted him for really no reason because we were worried, we might not be able to pay Payne, or Payne might not decide. He might decide to not come back, but in the end, he did. So that Fedarian Mathis pick was useless. We signed offensive line. In 2019, our starting offensive line consisted of 2018-2019. Our offensive line consisted of Trent Williams at left tackle, Morgan Moses at right tackle. Our center was Chase Roulier. Our guards were Brandon Sheriff and someone else I forgot, but our offensive line back then was elite. Ron Rivera, he came in 2020. After that, our offensive line today consists of Charles Leno at left tackle, Andrew Wiley at right tackle. At center is Tyler Larson, Nick Gates. At left guard is Sadiq Charles, and right guard is Samuel Cosme. Sam Cosme, he's our only good offensive lineman. In my opinion, he's the only offensive lineman we should bring back for the 2024 NFL season. Oh, also, we replaced Brandon. Our left guard back in 2018, 2019. Well, 2019 was Eric Flowers, and he was also our left guard. In 2021, excuse me. And we replaced Eric Flowers and Brandon Sheriff with Andrew Norwell and Trey Turner in 2022. Absolutely terrible. Like, how do you go from having Brandon Sheriff and Eric Flowers on your team to Andrew Norwell and Trey Turner? I just don't understand that. I really don't. And then I feel like his worst decision was starting Carson Wentz in a game to get into the playoffs over Taylor Heineke, who won us 6-7 games that season, last year, 2022 NFL season. That was his worst decision by far. And the reason why he made that decision, y'all should know by now, Heineke didn't have a great game against the 49ers. He didn't. But Carson Wentz, he sucked. Okay, I mean, other than the Jaguars game, he was terrible, absolutely terrible. That interception he threw at the goal line against the Titans, terrible. And he threw 3 interceptions against the Browns. And after the Packers beat the Vikings that day, we got eliminated from the playoffs. And Ron Rivera didn't even know we were going to get eliminated from the playoffs. I played that clip in the video in the beginning of my video, but Ron did not know we were going to get eliminated from the playoffs that day. And I said that actually was his worst decision. That's his second worst decision. I feel like his worst decision is drafting Emmanuel Forbes over Christian Gonzalez. Emmanuel Forbes, he's been terrible this season. I'm not going to lie. He's been terrible. He's had his good moments, some good moments, especially late, like around this time. But early on and midway through the season, he was terrible. He would get cooked. He can't, like, here's the problem with Emmanuel Forbes. And I kind of blame Jack Del Rio too. He would put him on the opposing team's wide receiver 1 against the big guy. Like, when we played the Eagles, he would put Forbes on A.J. Brown. Why would you put a 170-pound cornerback on a 220-some pound wide receiver in A.J. Brown, 6'3", 220 pounds? I mean, is that even smart? Like, it just made no sense. But Emmanuel Forbes, he has been pretty bad and Christian Gonzalez, he was balling out. It sucks that he got injured, but before he got injured, he was looking like defensive rookie of the year in my opinion. Now it's probably gonna be Jalen Carter, which he's still pretty good, but Gonzalez would have won it in my opinion if he didn't get injured. But that's really it. There's still a lot I could talk about, but I didn't want to drag this video out too long. It's probably like 10-11 minutes by now, but yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications, leave a comment down below, and tell me what you think Ron Rivera's worst decision was here as the Commanders head coach during his 4 years as the Commanders head coach. So, other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.